All right. This happens to all of us. How do you handle people that are unsupportive of your dreams and goals? And we're talking the Facebook trolls, you just dealt with that. Or friends and family that in real life that are just like, they think that your dreams are crazy, unrealistic. They're just not supportive. How do you handle that?
It's a good question. I had some actually this morning message me, and it was a guy who's very Christian. He said, my problem is like, I'm Christian and all my Christian family and friends believe that money's bad. And he's like, he's like, I feel this tug and this pull, but I also feel this guilt and remorse. And so I kind of respond to you the same way I kind of messaged him back. I was like, first off, I don't care much about what other people think. And I know it's hard at first for most people. Like it's scary. Like, I feel what they think, but eventually you get to the point where you just stop caring. And for me, the thing that helped me break through that, because I remember, I started this journey before there was Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, but there were still people who were mean and brutal, and they would send nasty things and post things, and it was tough. And I remember it wasn't until one of my first mentors, Dan Kennedy, he said something about, he said, if you haven't offended someone by noon every day, then you're not marketing hard enough. We have someone in our inner circle, I won't go deep into her business, but she helps doctors who commit she helps doctors not commit suicide. And she's very controversial. And she told us, she's like, you don't get at least one death threat a week. You're not focused hard enough on your audience and are not working hard enough to save your audience. And I was like, oh my gosh. So part of it is that like it's going to be hard at first, and you have to get through that. And I think a lot of it is setting up boundaries around you, getting people to protect you and gatekeepers and things like that. So that's number one. But number two, like, I hope you guys all understand this. And like, I try to tell this anytime I meet entrepreneurs, because a lot of times we get into business because we want to make money. Like, that's like the initial thing. But as soon as you start making money, really quickly you find out that like that there's not much fulfillment in that. It's like, oh, it was not as cool as I thought it was going to be. And then you start helping people, and that's where you start getting fulfillment. And I honestly believe, the bottom of my heart, that this, if you guys are here, it means you felt something, you heard something, right? You saw an ad, you heard Natasha speak, you heard something that like, it was like this tug that pulled on your heart. And like, I believe that's a calling from God. Like, that is not just like, oh, something that happened. It's like, if you felt that tug, and if you showed up here, you spent 3 days listening, like you felt that, right? You've heard that. That's why you're here. You're trying to figure out the tools and the things you need to be successful. And so for me, like, I believe that's a calling from God. And so for me, it's like, I don't care much about what these other people think, but I do care about what God says, right? Like, and there's a scripture that says, many are called and few are chosen, right? And it's like, everyone has these callings. So like all the time, like we all get that calling. We hear the voice, we hear whatever that is that makes you want to do something, but most people don't follow it, right? And if you're here, it means you're following it. That's so important. So for me, it's like, that's more important. Like, I've been called to serve a group of people. That's what business and entrepreneurship is all about. Like, there's a group of people that I've been called to serve, and I have to serve those people no matter what. And you look at anybody, you look at the greatest that's ever been on this planet, Christ. Like, he offended tons of people. People were angry. They crucified him, right? Like, and he was going. He said, I'm here. He said, my sheep will hear my voice and they will come to me, right? It's the same thing. Like, for your people, like when you're going out there and you're serving and doing these things, like your people will hear your voice and they'll come to you. And there's gonna be other people who are gonna fight you at every single step, because when you're trying to do something good, you're trying to follow God, there's always the adversary that's gonna come. And I didn't mean for this to get super spiritual, but it is spiritual.
This is speaking to our audience. Do y'all love it? Let's show some hearts. Do we like that? Are we okay with talking about spirituality? Yeah, it's not very often that and look at all the amens. I'm telling you, you're speaking our language here at Unstoppable Influence.
It's a spiritual calling. Like I was interviewed by Andrew Warner, and he asked, he's like, you guys at ClickFunnels, you act like this is like more than just a business. You act like this is like a spiritual calling. And I was like, yeah, like I wouldn't be doing this this was just a business. This is a lot of work. Like, there are people that I'm trying to help. And we talked about this in the green room ahead of time. Like now I'm at a spot where I have a chance to see some of the ripple effect of like people's lives. We've been able to give tools or some ideas, or, been a little step in people's journeys, and they see what happens and how many people's lives they impact. And I'm hoping that like when we die and we have a chance to meet our creator, I hope he's like, kind of like It's a Wonderful Life, but backwards, like Jimmy Stewart sees what his life was like if he wasn't there. And I hope we get an experience like that. Like, just, this is what the world looks like because you showed up, you did the thing. Like, I hope we all get that experience. Like,
I got goosebumps on that. I know. I love it. I love it. Do you see why this guy is such an important part of our life? I absolutely love this.